Well. Here we go again. Trey Lance 2.0. And by no stretch of the imagination am I actually comparing Joe Milton to Trey Lance, even though you could probably make those comparisons in some respects. I'm not making that comparison. What I am comparing is the situation. Because now everyone is already crowning Joe Milton III as the next big quarterback in Dallas, and he's going to take Dak Prescott's spot. And then we got the media, and we got Shady McCoy, who gave one of the dumbest takes I've heard the entire season, talking about that Dak Prescott needs to find a realtor. But now we got Michael Irvin? Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, don't forget at the end to please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we go live or post another video. And if you haven't become a channel member already, please become a member. We got a lot of great things coming up on draft day. Now let's talk facts. Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin is my favorite wide receiver. And when someone has done it on the level of Michael Irvin, I mean, he was an absolute all-time great wide receiver, all-time great leader on the field. I mean, three-time Super Bowl winner. Michael Irvin was an absolute beast on the field. And I always say that when these greats like Michael Irvin say something, I'm listening. I at least want to hear what they have to say. And I'm definitely not going to disrespect them, because I have so much respect for them. You know, like Lawrence Taylor, he says something, I'm going to listen. Michael Irvin, he says something, I'm going to listen. I mean, these are championship caliber players, Hall of Fame players. But it doesn't mean you have to go by what they're saying. It doesn't mean you have to buy into the takes that they make. And the take that Michael Irvin is about to give on Joe Milton III, I cannot go along with this take with Michael Irvin. I just want you to look at Michael Irvin's response and then listen to the things that he says about Joe Milton III. Let's roll it.
Good things are coming. Everybody's talking about the Joe Milton trade. I want to talk to you guys about that. And that's what I was just, going crazy about. Because if you go back a couple weeks ago, when we were on Speak, I said this. I said, I want the Cowboys in the late rounds to go and draft me a young quarterback. And I want the quarterback to really have an ability to run. Now that we won a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts that is a running quarterback,
Let me just stop this for a second. Jalen Hurts is a running quarterback. But make no mistake about it, Michael Irvin. Make no mistake about it, NFL. Jalen Hurts did not run the Philadelphia Eagles to the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley ran the Philadelphia Eagles to the Super Bowl. And it doesn't mean that Jalen Hurts didn't run the ball, but understand something. There were a lot of factors that helped the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl. And one of the biggest factors that people don't talk about is the fact that the Detroit Lions defense got decimated with injuries. I think we're having a whole different conversation if the Detroit Lions stay healthy. But the Eagles were one of, if not the healthiest team in the NFC East in the NFC going down the stretch. Not to mention their defense. Their defensive line in particular, Michael Irvin. What are you talking about? It is not because of Jalen Hurts they won the Super Bowl. He was a part of the reason why they won the Super Bowl. But I agree with, I think, one of their defensive linemen, it might have been Josh Sweat. He said that he thought that he or the defensive line deserved the MVP of that Super Bowl. And man, I have to agree. It doesn't mean that Jalen Hurts didn't do his thing. But understand, man, that defense went a long way towards helping them to win the Super Bowl. So let's stop making it like that Jalen Hurts ran the Philadelphia Eagles to the Super Bowl, because the previous Super Bowls we didn't see. It's been Patrick Mahomes. It's been Tom Brady. It's been Matthew Stafford. So what are we talking about? Just because Philadelphia did it with a running quarterback doesn't mean we're going to do it with a running quarterback, because we need to worry about the quarterback we have. And if we don't put the weapons around our quarterback like they put around their quarterback, it don't matter if we put Captain America in here. We're still not going to win. But let's listen.
It is viable now to start working towards. And I'm going to tell you something. This kid they got in Milton is a kid. I mean,
No, notice what he says. He's a kid. Now, listen to his reasoning, though.
he was tearing up the practice squad over there in New England. Everybody loved what he was doing, the kind of work he was putting in.
See, it's this stuff right here to me that's just disingenuous. He was tearing up their practice squad? Michael Irvin. The New England Patriots were 4-13. He should have been tearing up their practice squad. The New England Patriots were terrible. They were terrible. There's a reason why they got a new coaching staff. They were terrible. Not to mention, when you think about the fact that one of the big games they're talking about that Milton had was the last game of the season, the Buffalo Bills took out 8 of their starters on defense. Josh Allen only played 1 snap. The Buffalo Bills basically took a bye week. We're not going to trash Joe Milton III because I love Joe Milton III. I love the trade they made, but we're not going to sit up here and overhype and crown him and put all these expectations on Joe Milton III when we don't even have a good enough sample size from college nor the pros to really be talking like he's the man. What we're going off of is his physical tools. We don't know what he's going to be or what he's going to develop into in the long run. Do we see some things that we like? Yes. Do we see some confidence in the pocket? Yes. Do we see a strong arm? Yes. Do we see elusiveness in the pocket? Yes. But that don't mean he's about to be the next coming. Michael Irvin, he's 25 years old. And by the time he hit the field, if Dak Prescott stays healthy, by the time he hits the field, he'll be 29 years old. Let's pump the brakes on this and just let this guy develop. But again, to say that he was tearing up the New England Patriots, man, come on, man. They were 4-13 in the regular season.
And then I knew he played in Tennessee. I didn't know a whole bunch about him. So I started digging to learn and let me tell you what I learned. We got a good one because I kind of figured this way. As I dug deeper to understand his genesis so I could understand where he ultimately wants to go, I learned this dude was born March 6th. Of course, I was born March 5th. And this dude was born in Pahokee, Florida. This is a March-born Florida. A March-born Florida boy. Oh no, we got something now. I know what kind of fight he got in him. I guarantee you this. I guarantee you. Dak looks great. He looks great. Everybody says he's fit. Hey. Don't give this kid a chance, Dak. Don't give this kid a chance. From Pahokee, Florida? Born March 6th? No.
I love Michael Irvin, but this is comedy. So based on where he's from and his birthday, you're sending a warning to Dak Prescott to not let Joe Milton on the field. Man, come on, this stuff got to stop, man. This stuff has to stop. So where's this stuff going to stop? This is insanity to me. And it should be insanity to anybody who's listening. And it should be insanity to anyone who's truly being honest. The Dallas Cowboys did not bring him in to take Dak Prescott's spot. They brought him in to be one of the backups. They're hoping he develops into first, being the second string backup. But right now, he's not playing but for anybody's job but his own, because he hasn't even beat out Will Grier. We were saying this same stuff about Trey Lance. Oh, surely he's going to beat out, surely Trey Lance is going to beat out Cooper Rush. He didn't beat out Cooper Rush. And let me tell you something about Will Grier. People may not realize. There were a lot of people who thought that Will Grier beat out Cooper Rush the year that they picked Cooper Rush over Will Grier. I, for one, thought Will Grier looked better. And do not sleep on Will Grier. This dude can ball. Will Grier can ball. Will Grier is a good backup in this league. I'm not saying that Will Grier is ready to take over a starting role. Guess what? Joe Milton III isn't either. If Joe Milton III was ready to take over a starting role, the Dallas Cowboys don't get him for a 5th-round draft pick and getting a 7th-round draft pick in return. And please stop letting people lie to you. Oh, the New England Patriots, they did him a favor. They had better offers on the table. Show me. Show me. You had better offers than a 5th-round draft pick when you had him out there on the market for a 3rd-round draft pick and nobody would give you a 3rd? The Pittsburgh Steelers need a quarterback so bad, why wouldn't they give you a 2nd or a 3rd? We got to stop this stuff. We're not going to trash Joe Milton III. Joe Milton III has a lot of potential. He has, I can't say all the tools, but man, he's got some physical gifts that if they can get that stuff all together and apply it, this dude will be nasty in another 2 to 3 years. But man, when you look at Joe Milton's college career, did you notice? You know why he couldn't say a whole lot about his college career? There's not a lot of college career there. There's not a lot of college career there. He's a 6-year quarterback in college. He played, I think, 3 in, I'm thinking Michigan and 3 in Tennessee. He was not a starter all those years. He's only started 21 games in college. I think he plays 43. He only started 21. Trey Lance played and started in, I think, 19. He's played in some, I think, 43 games, but he only started 21 in 6 years. I'm just saying there's no sample size to justify what anything anyone says. The only thing that you can justify by what you're saying is his physical attributes. We've seen this before. We've seen the big quarterbacks with the big arms and the elusiveness. We've seen them. Trey Lance is one of them. It doesn't mean that they're going to be him. It doesn't mean that they're going to be the next coming or the next Cowboys quarterback. It doesn't mean all that. I'm rooting for Joe Milton, but I'm also rooting for our quarterback currently, Dak Prescott. We paid $231 million. I shouldn't say we. I didn't pay it, but Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones paid $231 million guaranteed dollars. And if you go and look at Dak Prescott's contract, it has now come to light, but I already knew this. Dak Prescott's contract is designed for him to be here, not for him not to be here. The contract is ironclad, 4 years. It is ironclad. There's nothing the Cowboys can do. And when 2028 comes around, the Cowboys are going to have to make a decision. And I think what the decision is going to be, if Dak Prescott is still playing good, I believe the decision is going to be to extend Dak Prescott. I've been saying this. The Dallas Cowboys wrote that deal so that Dak Prescott would retire a Dallas Cowboy. The only way Dak doesn't retire a Dallas Cowboy is he fall off a cliff over the next 2 to 3 years. And I don't think Dak's going to fall off a cliff barring injury. Because whenever Dak is healthy, it's double-digit wins. And the team that they're building now, the way Brian Schottenheimer is going to coach this team and what they're going to build this team into over the next 2 to 3 years, I again believe they are going to get the chip with one Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott is not worried about Joe Milton. Joe Milton needs to worry about Joe Milton. Joe Milton needs to worry about his job. Joe Milton is going to have the battle of his life with Will Grier. And then if he can become the second string quarterback, then let's start developing him and make sure that if something does happen to Dak Prescott, he's ready to go. But all this stuff like this, man, Michael Irvin, I love you, bro. I'll never disrespect my man Michael Irvin. Like I said, he's my favorite wide receiver of all time. But man, that take right there, man, Michael Irvin is tripping to me. And I'm pretty sure he gonna go on TV this week and he gonna be saying this same stuff about this Florida stuff and the birth date and blah, blah, blah. But the reality is we just don't have a big enough sample size on Joe Milton III, just like we didn't on Trey Lance. He needs reps, just like Trey Lance did. And then we'll see what he develops into being up under Dak Prescott and being in this system for maybe 2 to 3 years. And maybe he can be the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys if they decide that they're going to part ways with Dak Prescott and take a humongous cap hit in 2028. Then if it is, it is. But I don't think that's going to be so. I think Joe Milton is exactly what the Cowboys got him for. I think he's going to be a backup quarterback behind Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott is going to retire as the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But again, man, y'all tell me what y'all think about this stuff, boy. Michael Irvin in this take, man. It's really a baseless take. He really didn't base it. I mean, he's talking about what he did in practice against a 4-13 team. Come on, Michael Irvin. I love you, man, but I know you can do better than this. Y'all tell me what you think in the comments. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And until the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.